So usually I try to upload on Saturday now, but it's not Saturday, it's Thursday, but I have kind of a busy weekend planned. So I just decided, since I already have my camera set up for the video I just filmed for Geekly, I would go ahead and film this week's too, and then just upload it on the right day. So as all of you probably already know, if you've watched any of my earlier videos, I'm a huge fan of Disney, and one of my favorite parts of Disney is when Disney and Pixar join together and make amazing movies. There isn't really a Disney Pixar movie that I dislike except maybe Cars 2, and it's not that I even dislike it, I just kind of got bored with it, and it's really the only one I think that I've gotten bored with. And it's really hard to rank the Pixar movies as my favorites, but I'm gonna try to do that today, and I'm gonna tell you my top 5 favorite Disney Pixar movies. Number 5 is Up. I absolutely adore Up. I love the 7-8 minute relationship at the beginning of the movie between Carl and Ellie. It just breaks my heart every time, it makes me cry. All of the characters in Up are just so adorable, and it has such a special meaning, and I remember going to see it in theaters with one of my best friends, and we were just sitting there bawling because it just had so many feels, and it's just a really good movie. I don't think that you can honestly not like that movie. Number 4, I couldn't really pick just one. I'm gonna put 2 in the slot actually because I couldn't narrow it down, and that is Toy Story 1 and 3. I really love the Toy Story franchise. I love all of it. The characters are adorable. They're so funny, and 2 is gonna come a bit later in this video. So I had to put 1 and 3 somewhere, and I could not pick which one out of 1 and 3 I like better. So I just decided to stick them together in the number 4 slot. And the Toy Story trilogy is probably one of my favorite trilogies out of all film trilogies in general. Whenever I was a little girl and Toy Story 1 and 2 had come out, I had like all of the characters, I had all the toys, and I used to play with them all the time. And I just got really, really excited when Toy Story 3 came out, because I kind of felt like Toy Story 3 was made for my age group to kind of put some closure on the trilogy. I feel that way about a lot of the Pixar movies that have been coming out lately, but it just holds a lot of special meaning to me because whenever Toy Story 3 came out and Andy was getting ready to go to college, it was also the time where I was getting ready to go to college, and so I had that connection with it, and so it just means a lot to me. The number 3 slot is Brave, because I absolutely adore this movie. Merida is just like a total badass, and she's one of my favorite princesses, and the story just has a really good meaning to it, and a theme that people should really make more movies about, I think, showing that you should be able to choose when you want to be with someone, or even if you want to be with someone, and you should never be forced into that kind of thing. And I love the relationship between Merida and her mother and how the character development progresses, and Merida's a badass, and the little brothers are so cute as bears. I mean, come on. But I love this movie so much, and it's hard to put it even as far down as number 3, but I love Brave. The number 2 slot, we have one that actually is probably a lot of people's number 1, but my number 2 slot is Finding Nemo. Everyone really just loves Finding Nemo, and that's just because it's an excellent film. The characters are humorous and wonderful, and I remember I always had a special connection with Dory, and here's why. I can't remember exactly how old I was whenever this movie came out, but I was probably around like 7 or 8, maybe 9 even, and I always had like a little connection with Dory, I think, because around the same time the movie came out, my grandmother had just recently been diagnosed with dementia, and when you're in the early stages of dementia, you're very forgetful. So I used to think of Dory as like a comparison to my grandmother. I don't know. It made me kind of feel this connection with the movie, and besides the fact that it's adorable and hilarious, and Ellen DeGeneres plays Dory, and a lot of other good voice actors in that movie, but I adore that movie, and I'm so excited for Finding Dory. And the number 1 slot, you might have already guessed, is Toy Story 2. The reason Toy Story 2 is my favorite out of the trilogy, because whenever it came out, I was totally obsessed with Jessie, and I wanted to be Jessie, and I had Jessie like everything, and Bullseye was so cool, and I had like a little stuffed Bullseye that looked like the one in the movie, and I just thought I was so cool. I really liked Toy Story 3. It mirrored a lot of what the first movie was about, I think. You know, Woody goes back to get Buzz in the first one, and in the second one, Buzz kind of repays that debt or whatever by going and rescuing Woody. It's just very funny, and a lot of new humorous characters introduced, and it's always been my favorite out of the three. I don't know why, but mostly probably because Jessie. So you should all tell me what your 5 favorite Pixar movies are in the comments, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.